Okay, guys, so we are starting now. Okay, so let us start now. Yesterday, not yesterday, I think I would just want to discuss about how to predict the next candlestick. So that is why I make announcement in the group that today I'm going to show you guys how to predict the next candlestick. You know, if you, as a binary traders or binary trader, there are, there are two ways you can trade the binary option. There are two ways you can trade the binary option. Either you trade with 1 minute candle, either you trade with 1 minute candle time period using 1 minute expiry time zone. Where is this one? I already started. Okay, so what I'm saying is that as a binary option trader, let me say there are two ways you can trade the binary option. Either you use 1 minute candle time period and use the exact same expiry time, or you use 2 minute candle time period and use the exact same expiry time, or you use 5 minute expiry time period and use the exact same expiry time. These are the these are the ways. This is the first way that a binary option is. So this is the first method or the first way you can trade the binary option. Okay. Then the second way is that either you choose 1 minute candle time period and use 2 minute expiry time, or 3 minute expiry time, or 4 minute expiry time, or 5 minute expiry time. Or either you use 2 minute expiry, 2 minute candle time period and use 2 minute expiry time, 3, 4, 5, or 15, 30, 45. Okay, so either you use any of these time expiry time. So these are the two ways. These are the two ways you can trade the binary option. Okay, so but one thing is that if you want to choose, or if you want to be a good binary option trader, you must at least learn how to trade with these two methods, either using 1 minute expiry time and using 1 minute candle, or use 2 minute expiry time and use 2 minute candle. Okay, so for instance now, if I'm to use 2 minute candle time period, that means I'm going to set my expiry time to be 2 minutes. You have to count. If you want to set your expiry time, you have to use the even number, because you are using 2 minute expiry time. You have to use the even number. Look at the expiry time. The even number is 6, 8, and 10. The even number are 6, 8, and 10. But if you are trading with 1 minute candle time period, either you use the odd or even number, like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, any number you like to use. But if you are trading 5 minute expiry time, you are using the odd number. You are using the odd number, like 10, starting from 10, or let me say starting from 0, 5, 10, 15. Like now, if I'm using 5 minute candle time period, that means I'm going to set my expiry time to be 10. So which means the market is going to run, this candle is going to close once it is 5 minutes. Okay, when it is, what is the time now? 20, the time now is 20 oh, the time now is 20:05. The time now is 20:05. Okay, you can see 20:05. The time now is 20:05. Okay, so which means if I'm to trade with 5 minute candle, so the next expiry time will be 2010. Okay, which means this candle is going to run till when it is 2010. This candle is going to run when it is 2010. So that means I'm going to select 2010. If I'm using 10 minute expiry time, so that means if I'm using 10 minutes expiry time, that will be 20, from starting from 0, 10, 20, 30. Okay, like now, if I started from 0, which means the next expiry time will be 10. So it will remain 3 minutes for this candle to end. It remains 3 minutes for this candle to end, because now we have 26, almost 3 minutes. Yes, let's say now it is 3 minutes. Okay, so we have 3 minutes for this candle to finish, because this is 10 minutes, a 10 minute candle. So the next expiry time is going to be 20. Then after 20, the next one will be 30. So this is what you need, and this is what you need to know. Okay, but if you want to really make profit in binary option, you must learn how to use any of this expiry time. You must know how to use this candle time period, and also learn how to use any of this expiry time. Don't just stick around with 1 minute candle, because 1 minute trading on 1 minute expiry time and 1 minute candle, it seems so it that is what makes some traders lose money quickly. Okay, it will make you lose or blow your account quickly. Account of $100, if you are using 1 minute candle time period and a 1 minute expiry time, if you don't know how to trade, you will blow your account within 5 minutes. Okay, so when you learn how to use any of this candle time period, you will start making profit with it. For instance, if you know how to use 1 minute candle time period, you will make profit with it. If you know how to use 2 minute candle time period, learn how to use it, then you make profit with it. Okay, so don't stick around with 1 minute. So just explore more on different time frame. Explore more on different time frame. Okay, so or maybe you are kind of trader that is not stable, or that is not having patient enough patient, just go to higher time frame. Choose any of these, like 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then place your trade. So it will make you think on how you can make profit in the market. So right now, today's class is going to be on how you can predict candle. Let's say, for instance, after this candle is running, and this is 1 minute, as this candle is running, you should be able to know what is going to be the next candle. That is exactly what I want to show you today. So now what you need to know, or what you need to do is, the video I uploaded last week, is it last week? The video I uploaded last week, where is it? Okay, the video I uploaded last week about candlestick psychology. When you are talking about binary option, it deals with candlestick psychology of buyers and psychology of sellers in the market. Where, as this price is going up now, where do you think the sellers will definitely enter? Where do you think sellers will definitely enter? Sellers might enter from this level. Okay, because if you check on the left side, you will see some sellers activities. you will see some sellers activities here. You will see that the sellers, these buyers were moving up and they got rejection from sellers. Again, we see that buyers again tried, got rejection from sellers. So what tells you what is telling us, what the price is telling us, or what the price is showing us here is that there are some sellers activities around this area. There are some sellers activities around this area. That is why we see so many sellers candle here. Despite seeing some buyers entry, but we still see some sellers entry and the price move down. Okay, I think this pattern is a Quasimodo pattern. Those of you who are familiar with forex, it's a Quasimodo pattern. Okay, so when you see that, when you see what happened on the left side, it will give you information what is going to happen on the right side. The buyers are pushing the price higher. Check on the left side, the price bar, the exact level where the price is now. Check on the left side what has happened here. You will see so many buyers and so many sellers activities here. Rejection, rejection. Even the buyers still tried again to go up. Once they reach this level, sellers entered. And what happened? We see a strong momentum of sellers. This tells us that there are some sellers activities here. So once the price come to this level, we can expect sellers entry. All the trade I took on that video, it is not a coincidence. It is not that I just took the trade, maybe I think someone just joined, huh? So it is not a coincidence that for me to open any trade, open my chart and then start predicting candle. No, I have already understand what is going on in the market. That is why if you want to predict next candle, don't ever trade, don't ever predict candle when you don't have enough information on the left side. Information on the left side will give you a clue on what is going to happen on the right side. Let me find a market that doesn't have enough. Yes, if you look at this, if you look at this pair now, if I'm the one trading, I'm not going to take any trade here because I didn't have enough information on the left side. What happened on the left side? So if I see information on the left side, I'll be able to know how to predict the next candle here. But for here, I might decided to go with buyers, but sellers still entered. Or I might decided to go with sellers and buyers still entered because I'm not doing what is right. So if I want to predict the next candle here, there must be some information on the left side. Look at this market now. On the left side, there's no information. Not that you can't go back and check. You can check, you can go back, but doesn't mean that you should be going scrolling or going or what happened on the left side, going too far for you to know what is going to happen on the right side. No, just make sure that any information you're going to have here should be very close to the current price movement. Let's say somewhere around here. Okay, not too far. Like now, if you want to trade in this kind of situation, I will advise you to avoid trading here. Okay, like here, yes, you can trade here because you have enough information on what has happened on the right side, on the left side, that will make you to predict what is going to happen on the right side. Information that happened on the left side will help you to predict what is going to happen on the right side. Like now, if I want to predict the next trend, what I will do is that what I'm expecting is that we can expect a downtrend here. Yes, if I want to predict the next trend here, I will expect a downtrend. Now, as I've already know what is going to happen, as I've already know the next market direction, let me now focus on the current price movement and let me now compare to what has happened on the left side so that I'll be able to know what is going to happen here. Look at this level where we see some sellers activities here. When the price approach that level, we also see a few sellers activities. My gut will tell me that, or let me say my mind will tell me that immediately sellers entered. Can we compare the sellers candle that formed to the previous one? And where is the market heading to? The buyers enter from here and they are pushing the price higher. So my gut will not tell me that buyers will or the buyers will succumb. to the sellers here, or maybe the buyers will give up and the sellers will enter. No, they have so many opportunities to enter the market. Like now, the buyers buy from this support, push the price higher. Once they reach this level, on the left side, what happened to sellers? What happened to the buyers previously on the left side? That means once it happened on to sellers here, if the sellers show proof that they are ready to push the price down, then I should know that sellers will go more down. So I will not be looking for the sign that buyers are becoming weak before I can go with sellers. Like now, the buyers are pushing the price higher, and something happened here that make the buyers succumb to sellers. Sellers push the price down. Even up, they manipulate this price area here. Sellers still manipulate the sellers the price here and push the price down. Now, once the price come to this level, sellers now show up. You see that sellers only one single bearish candle, and this type of single bearish candle indicate that the sellers try to enter but are not strong enough because the body is very weak. Why this candle is very strong? The body is very weak. Why this candle is very strong? If you want to know what is going to be on the next candle, let's say for instance, if sellers is going to enter on the next candle, this candle should not have come here. This is supposed to happen. This is supposed to happen. By the time this candle close here, the market is supposed to gap up. The market is supposed to gap up, and sellers entered here. Maybe sellers enter something like this, or and there's still a rejection. If the market gap up, you see that there's a gap. If the market gap up, that indicates to us that the price is now ready to go down. The market gap up, immediately buyers close here. The market gap up, and sellers open the price here and close here. And if the sellers close here, the next candle is supposed to open here. Next candle is supposed to open here and form a bearish candle. So that indicates that the next candle here will be bearish because the price gap up. The price gap up. This type of gap indicates that the market is now ready to reverse. That is what this gap means. The market is now ready to reverse. That is what this gap means. But when the price opened on the same level with the previous closing price, this indicates that the market is not ready to reverse yet. You see that the market closed and opened on the same level, and this candle is weak. So, for instance, I can go with buyers here. Now, I go with buyers. If I check again, immediately I go with buyers and I check. And I check again on the left side. And I saw sellers activities on the left side. The sellers activities on the left side is that supply zone. And the supply zone, I supposed to have a rejection from buyers here. There's no rejection from buyers. So rejection from sellers, no rejection from sellers. And that means buyers must enter. If buyers enter and become weak, then I will know what is going to be the next candle. Meaning that I will be expecting sellers candle. Now you see that sellers did not appear, only doji candlestick. This indicates that there's no sign of sellers. Buyers entered. The buyers entered, no rejection. You know, I'll be waiting for a rejection to confirm that sellers will go more down so that I can open a trade with sellers candle, at least 2 sellers candle or 3. That is my expectation. The buyers entered, no rejection. Now buyers again entered and they got rejection, a small rejection, but the body is still very weak. So that means sellers will enter on the next candle. That means sellers will enter on the next candle. You see that sellers entered on the next candle. Still, there's still no gap. Still, there's still no gap in the market. There's no gap. If there's a gap and sellers form this kind of candle, the next candle will be red. There's still no gap. Buyers enter. Now, you know that buyers have been trying to enter the market before without rejection. They succeeded, but this time they got the rejection. Rejection from sellers. That is why the sellers will now enter. Now, when the sellers enter very strongly. Remember, the candle that form here is different from this. So definitely sellers will enter the gain on the next candle. Okay, no sellers entry. So definitely they, I think what is happening here. Okay, okay, the market is not respecting this level because sellers try to enter many multiple times, they fail. So maybe the trend is what is working here. Okay, so now the sellers enter very strongly, no rejection, but we still have the buyer's entry because there's no gap. Remember, this candle is not weak. It's not weak like this. It's not weak like this. The body is strong, right? So it's not weak. So don't say because this previous candle engulfed this candle, so it's weak. No, the body is still strong. This is a strong candle. This is a weak candle. This is a weak candle. This is a weak candle. This is a weak. This is a weak. This is a strong candle. Okay. So this candle is not weak. So which means as the candle is not weak, the buyers the buyers have to enter because there's no gap up. There's no gap up for this to prove the sellers will go more down. Now, when the buyers enter, we have a rejection again from sellers. Sellers now entered. I think the next candle here will be bearish because the next candle here will be bearish. Why? Because when sellers entered, when sellers entered here the first time, they maybe the buyers are still trying to push the price higher. They failed. They got rejection from sellers. Sellers now entered again. The first time sellers entered, no rejection. Now we have this candle as the strong candle. But because there's no gap up, the buyers has to enter again on the next candle. Now when buyers enter again, we have a rejection and then we have the lower rejection, sellers activities. Sellers now show up. The sellers that show up are very strong. So in that case, we can expect sellers entry on the next candle. We can expect sellers entry on the next candle. Okay, this is how you have to predict the next candle here. Okay, so just follow the way the market behave. The way the market behave. Follow the psychology of buyers and sellers here. The buyers, sellers entered here, no rejection. We can't say because there's no rejection, let us go with sellers. No, because there's no gap up. There's no gap up. That is why the buyers still enter. But this time, we have a gap up. You see the gap up I'm talking about. We have this gap up, and this candle is not weak. Though we have rejection, we have upper rejection, we have lower rejection, but this one, no rejection. But this candle is still stronger than this. So we can't say this one is weak. The sellers are weak. The sellers are very strong here. The sellers are still strong here, but no rejection. No rejection make them become stronger. But this candle, this bullish candle is still stronger than the seller's candle here. So that is why buyers entered. Then when buyers entered, we have rejection. You notice a trend line. We have rejection, rejection, rejection. By the time we have this rejection, by the time we have this rejection, rejection from sellers, there's a gap up now. This gap up now indicates that there's going to be momentum of sellers. Okay. Now, when sellers entered again on the next candle, look on the left side. You know, when you go to the market, you will think as a buyers and you also think as a sellers. You cannot think of buying the market and not think of selling at the same time. Like now, if I'm the one trading here, I place my trade here, I won the trade. I will be checking on the left side to see the actual level we can expect buyer's entry. The buyer's enter from this level, buyer's enter from this level. Okay, so these are the actual level you can expect buyer's entry. So we can still expect if the candle closed here, you can see that it closed exactly, but got rejection, and then retraces here. So we can still expect seller's entry again, just to feed the gap, just to feed this gap. So which means if the market close exactly at this zone, we can expect buyer's entry. But if there's no sign of buyers, the sellers will continue the momentum to the downside. Okay, you see that buyers try to enter. Okay, so now I think someone is trying to ask a question. Maybe a question or what? Let me check. The gap up means the market is now ready to go up, go down. Like now, let me show you one thing now. Let me explain something now. The price has been moving high, and we are expecting sellers entry. We are expecting sellers entry. You know, this is a resistance level, and we are expecting sellers entry. So if the market just reverse here, if the market just reverse here, we can't expect the price to be, this is just a single retracement. We can't expect the price to fall until we have something like the let's say the gap up means a pressure, because this is the level, right? This is the level. So the price have to gap up to touch the level immediately and then reverse down. That is what we mean by gap. The gap means pressure, a buying pressure, a buying pressure. So the gap up will means a buying pressure. The price will now open at this level, and then if sellers enter, we can expect sellers momentum to the downside. So we expect a new downtrend. Okay, so that is what we mean by this gap up. Same thing applicable to the downside too. If the market is moving down, if market is moving down and is not ready to go, like now, you see that there's a gap down. See that there's a gap down. If I want to go with buyers, I will go with buyers here. Why? Because of this gap down. There's a gap down. The price was moving down. The price was moving down. Let me show you one thing here. The price, look on the left side. Where do we see buyers entry here? Buyers are here. Buyers are here. Buyers are here. I'm looking at the level where sellers entered and the next candle was green. Like this is a doji, supposed to be red. So the next candle was green. Here again, red to green. Here again, red to green. Here again, red to green. So if you take all this area, that is buyer's zone. Just take all this area from this level here. That is buyer's zone. Circle it. That is buyer zone. Buyer zone. Now, because the price now is at the buyer's zone, that is why the buyer is supposed to enter the market. So that is why the price have to gap down to prove to us that the buyers are now ready to go. Like now, you know, there's a pattern we call abandoned baby. I don't know, maybe some of you are familiar with this pattern. Like when we have a red candle and the next one was let me say a spinning top. Next one was a spinning top. Like now, this is what we call abandoned baby. And now we also have another pattern, the same thing like this, a red candle and a spinning top. This is not abandoned baby. Okay, this is not abandoned baby. The price move away from this after the close of this candle. The price move away from this, from the upper, move away from this candle. That is, the next candle now show a weak body. So we call it abandoned. Let's say this is a green candle, right? This is abandoned baby. This is not abandoned baby. Okay, this pattern here, it might likely to form green on the next candle, or it might likely to form red on the next candle. This pattern here is always a red. After green, then abandoned baby, it's always a red. Okay, this pattern, this candlestick here, can either be green or red. It can either be green or red. Like now, if you have a green, let's say after green we have red, then the next one will be red. But this one, it can be after green, let's say this one is red, the next candle can either be green again, or the next candle can either be red. Okay, so this one have two ways to go. Either you form a continuation or you form a reversal. But if you see that the price move away and this candle is green, the next candle will be red. The next candle will be red. Or this candle is green or red, except the next candle will still be red. If this one is green, the next candle that can be green or red. If this candle here is red, the next candle can be red or green. But this, if this is a green candle, the next candle will be red. If this is a red candle, the next candle will still be red. Okay, so that's what we call abandoned baby. Like this pattern, it's almost like, let me say, getting close to abandoned baby chart pattern. Okay, because the price move away from the closing price. So just like abandoned baby, that is why I decided to go with buyers on the next candle here. Same thing here that happened, same thing that happened here. Just like abandoned baby, just like what I explained. Yes, example like this, like I explained, like when we have the green candle and the next candle move away from the level, and if the next candle move away from the opening price, this is abandoned baby. Okay, and this candle can either be green or red. If this candle is red, the next candle will be red. If this candle is green, the next candle will still be red. Okay, so that's what we call abandoned baby. So it can be doji candlestick, it can be spin it up, any candle. Okay, like now, this is just example like abandoned baby. That is why I know the sellers will go down because of this gap up. Okay, but if the candle close exactly at this point, the sellers might still enter the game, or buyers might still enter the game. That is exactly the same thing what I'm explaining here. So like now, this is another abandoned baby, another chart pattern, an abandoned baby. Like we have a red and the price gap down to form a spinning top or a doji. We can expect green candle on the next candle. And the whole pattern form morning star. Okay. But if the candle form red, the next candle was green on the same level, let's say green is spinning top or red spinning top, we can expect bullish or we can expect bearish. Anything can happen. Okay, so but check what happened here. Look at this candle. Look at this candle here. This candle form red, and this one look like the, let's say, small bearish bullish candle. That is why we see red again. If this bearish bullish candle is somewhere here, if this bullish candle is somewhere here, we can expect buyer's entry. Okay, so that is just it. And again, another way to predict candle is to check the strength of the market, like the strength of the momentum. Like look at this candle now. Look at the first candle that formed. Like I said, this is not like abandoned baby. Okay, this is not abandoned baby because the price is exactly at the same point. But this look like abandoned baby. So this candle can either form green or can either form red. Like now, this is what I want to explain. Look at this candle. After a strong red, the next one was strong green, right? But it is not stronger than the previous red, but it's still a strong green candle. Now the next candle form was a small green. What this candle indicates to us that the momentum, there's a momentum shift, that the buyers are losing momentum, the buyers are losing strength. They enter very strongly here, now they become weak. So if you want to go with sellers on the next candle, you have to check what happened to this area. Okay, see what happened to this area. The market changed to green, market changed to green. Also we see rejection change to green. So what are you going to expect on the next candle here? It should be red because the buyers are weak. It should be red. Okay, there's a gap down. There's a gap down. The buyers might not enter. Sellers might not enter here. There's a gap down. You see that the same level. Okay, let me explain something here to you so that you understand very well. Like now, let me say it this way so that you understand. I want you guys to understand. After this strong red, the next candle was strong green, but not stronger than the previous red. So we can expect at least one bullish candle. Now, if this bullish candle is very strong like this, we can expect another bullish candle. But if this bullish candle is weak, just as this is now, this bullish candle is weak, the body size is weaker or is smaller than the previous one. And if you want to go with sellers, okay, you check what happened on the left side. That we see so many reversal here. Meaning, if the market reverse here and the price reach that level, it's still going to reverse. Okay, like you, also become N. Like is a swap zone. Okay, we have so many swap zone here, like red chain to green, red chain to green, red chain to green, red chain to green. Here also red chain to green, red chain to green. Now this candle is very weak, so that means green will change to red. Because if I'm to draw a reversal zone here, this is how I'm going to draw it. This I'm going to draw it. So by the time the price now reach that level, we can expect sellers entry. But you see what happened. That is why OTC market, you need to be careful on your entry point. See what happened. The price gap down. As it gap down, it tried to escape all the reversal points here. The price escaped all the reversal points here. That is why we have the bullish candle. Okay, so we have the bullish candle, but the candle still not close at where this candle close. This candle close exactly at this reversal zone, like I draw it here. This candle close exactly at those levels, at those zones. But this one did not close. That is why we see buyers still try again to enter the market. Now, what should now come to your mind is that the buyers escape reversal point. They escape this reversal zone here. Okay, if you go with sellers here and you don't know that the market gap down, your prediction is right. In fact, you are 100% sure and you are 100% correct. But this is OTC market. The market will gap down or gap up to confuse trader. Okay, so you have to pay attention to that, to gaps in the market. So it just gap down a little bit. Next candle open exactly at the opening price of the previous one. So they try to escape the zone here. That is why buyers enter. Now, when buyers enter, we can't go with sellers again. Why? Because if we check again on the reversal zone, if we check again on the reversal zone, we see green to red, green to red, rejection to red. But this candle now is above all the reversal here. It's above all the reversal here, a little bit close above all the reversal, though we still get rejection. So the market will just reverse a little bit because the market is doing what is happening on the left side. So it's going to reverse down a little bit, but it is not going to close as red. Okay, it will not close except this green candle close at this reversal point, close somewhere here, then we can go with sellers. But it close above. Okay, so buyers enter. Now buyers are entering the market. Remember this trend line where the market is reversing. Remember where the sellers are entering the market. If this candle cross this trend line with a strong body like this, the market will just retrace. The sellers will try to enter. Okay, what I'm expecting is that seller will enter, but still a gap again. There's a gap. This will not make me understand. This will not make me explain what is all this gap will not make you guys understand what I mean. Like if there's no gap, sellers will enter. Why? Because you might say that the candle already crossed this trend line. Why should we still expect sellers entry? You know, the candle crossed the trend line. The candle crossed the trend line, but we can expect at least one bearish candle. Though you might say that maybe there's a level on the left side. No, there's no level on the left side. But you might expect one single retracement. One single retracement. This one single retracement will make sure that the buyers were able to push the price higher. Okay? We make sure that the buyers are able, because the buyers cannot continue the trend. Now there's a gap. I think because of this gap, sellers did not enter. Buyers again enter. If the buyers become weak, we can now expect sellers entry. Okay, but you see that buyers are entering the market, no weak buyers. See, this is what happened. The video I uploaded some days ago on OTC market, where I predict a bearish trend. This is what happened because I was expecting some sellers entry or buyers entry, no buyers entry. I go with sellers. Same thing that is happening, same condition here. Here I'm supposed to go with sellers, but because of this gap, I will not go with sellers. I will go with buyers. If the buyers now enter and the body become weak, I will go with sellers. But the candle is very strong, I go with buyers. Here again, the candle is very strong, I will still go with buyers. Now, if this candle is very strong than the previous one, then I will not decide to go with sellers. Or if the candle is weak than the previous one, I will go with sellers. Let's see how this candle will close. If it close very strongly, more stronger than this candle, then we can go with sellers. Or If it close weak, we can go with sellers. I don't think that is a weak candle. That is not a weak candle. So it's at the tip of this level, but that is not a weak candle. What I'm expecting is something like a small green candle, just like this, a spinning top actually, a small spinning top. Then we can say sellers enter. That is what I'm expecting. Okay, I think if this is going to be a small spinning top, because the market is now at this sellers entry point. Okay, the market is now around here. So I'm expecting like small green candle or exhausted candle to form. Let's say the candle is bigger than the previous one or is stronger than the previous one. That is exhausted. I think this time sellers will enter. I think sellers will enter, but there's no gap up. Maybe after this candle, the next candle will be green. There's no gap up. So this time sellers will enter because you see the candle is weak. Like I said, I just need a spinning top and it's formed a spinning top, but this is not 100%. This is not 100% spinning top. This is not 100% spinning top. So if this is 100% spinning top, then I'll be sure about the seller's entry here. But I know that sellers will enter here because the buyers must become weak around this level. Buyers must become weak around this level before sellers enter. Okay. So, but there's still no gap up to make sure that sellers will go more down. There's no gap up. Okay. So now this is sellers entry point, right? This is sellers entry point. Sellers enter from this level. That is supply zone. Now, what do we see here? These sellers buyers become weak here and sellers enter again. Is this seller strong or weak? Is this seller strong or weak? Like I said, I'm expecting a gap up before we can say confidently go 100% go with sellers here on the next candle. But there's no gap up. Is this sellers weak or is it strong? I can say the sellers here that entered is not weak. It's not weak like this. It's not weak like this. It's not weak like this. The body is still strong. It's still showing some bias activities. It's not weak like this. It's not weak like this. It's not weak like this. It's still strong. So that is why we can say let's go with sellers. So that means sellers will enter again. Now, by the time sellers enter, and the sellers still strong. Like this one is very strong. This one is weak. Okay, this one is very strong, this one is weak. Now you have to trace it where this candle close. Maybe there's any reversal point here. Go to the left side. Okay, from here there's a reversal point. Even actually here, this green to red still a reversal point. Okay, see, red to green reversal, rejection. Here also rejection, rejection. So there's a reversal. But let's see. Now there's no buyer's entry. You see that buyers try to enter, but sellers still enter again. There's no buyer's entry. Now this candle now close below this line, below the reversal point. So we can expect buyer's entry here because if you check on the left side, you will see this is the actual level the buyers are entering the market. Bullish entry, rejection, rejection. Let me say this here. Okay, rejection, like rejection to green, red to green, rejection to green. Okay, those are the levels that the buyers entered. And here also rejection, from the green to red. Okay, those are the level buyers enter. So which means the candle must close a little bit below this line to make sure that the market is at the reversal zone. And at the reversal zone, this is a sign of reversal. So definitely the buyers will enter here. The reason why buyers did not enter here is because if you check the opening price of this candle, the opening price of this candle is a little bit above this line. Meaning by the time this candle close, next candle did not open here. If next candle open here, we can go buyers immediately. That is why buyers try to enter but fail, because the candle did not open at the below this line. Okay, the candle did not open below this line, it opened above. Like this is what I mean. Let's say this is a level, and sellers are pushing the price down, pushing the price down. You know, this sellers now touch the level. We are expecting buyer's entry on the next candle. But if the candle gap up a little bit and close exactly above this line, we can still expect seller's entry. And if sellers now close inside the zone, we can expect buyer's entry. You know, this pattern here is different from this. Like red, next one was red, and next one was green. Okay, so you see that this pattern is different from this. This one, the candle opened inside this zone immediately, buyer center. But this, the price gap up a little bit, so it must have to close inside this zone before buyer center. So that is what happened here. That is what happened here. So this is a zone here. Okay, this is a zone. So this candle must close inside this zone before buyer center. Did someone just join? Let me check. Okay, so that is how you predict candles. Okay, you know that it's very simple when you're analyzing it. When I'm the way I'm analyzing it now is very simple, but when you go to your chart, it will look everything that you is just maybe you forget everything. So that is why I'm recording this video. So you just take every word I say, anything I say, just take it. Let me check another chart. You know, all the trade I took, there's no trade that gave me a momentum, only momentum, just something like this, without even give me enough information on the left side. Okay, if I didn't get enough information, let me go back to the video. Oh, maybe it's still loading. Okay, if I didn't get enough information that will assist me to predict what is going on here, I won't take any trade. Like now, this there's not enough information here. Let me show you what type of trade. Then here you can predict candle because you have information here. What happened on the left side here, so you can able to use that to predict the next candle here. Here also you have information, enough information. What's going on the left side? You can able to use that to predict what happened, what's going to happen here. Here, I think there's no enough information, so you can't trade here. So you better avoid trading this kind of market. Here, you can use this as well because we have enough information what is going on here. You can use this. Here also, you can use this because you have what happened on the left side. You can trade on that. Here also, this one you can trade on that. Trade on this pair. But this one, no, you can't trade here. And you can't trade here. Okay. So choose wisely. Let me show you what I did here. Oh, someone is trying to join. Maybe a question. Okay. I think someone said sent a jump file. What does it mean? Let's check it out. Not familiar with this jump file. Okay, so let me explain some of the things that we did here, some of this trade I took here. What is this now? So here, you see, the first trade I took here, I observe what happened to the left side, on the left side. So this is the information I got. I got all the information to predict what happened here. I got all the information from sellers activities here. Okay, because by the time the buyers are approaching the level, the buyers are buying from this support. They are buying, they are buying, they are buying, they are buying, they are buying. So they are checking the left side the sellers might likely to enter. They ignore this level. So they now approach the major area where sellers enter very strongly. Okay. All these are the minor. So they ignore it. So they now check here. They saw that, oh, if buyers come to this level, we might see some sellers activities. First time, rejection. Second time, rejection. Third time, rejection but no green, no red candle. Third time, buyers entered. Buyers entered and closed above the area entry, the seller's entry point. And still there's a rejection. That is why sellers enter. Sellers that entered here prove to us that there are so many sellers activities going on here. So because we have three sellers candle here, so we can expect at least two candle here. Okay, so make sure that this candle is very strong. Though there's no gap up, but make sure that this candle is very strong before you go with sellers. Okay, if it's not strong, you can't go with sellers. Okay, so that is the activities. That is what I observe here to make me predict next candle here. Okay, so look at this one also. Look at this also. Not that I check on the left side what happened on the left side to see all the reversal points, but immediately I observe that the market reversed here. I know that there's going to be a reversal point because market cannot just reverse randomly. There must be a reversal zone, okay, that will make this type of market to reverse in the middle of this bullish movement. Okay, so which means if the market comes to this level also, there's going to be a swap zone. Support will now change to resistance. Okay, but I can't decide to go with buyers, go with seller because this candle is very strong. Remember, like I said, if you want to go with buyers or if you want to trade a sellers or buyers weakness, this is what you have to observe. The first candle must be weak or must be small. The second one must be strong. And if this is a reversal level, it's not going to reverse. But the third one must be small to make sure that the market reverse. The third one must be small to make sure that the buyers are very weak to push the sellers are very stronger enough to push or to form a red candle. But this candle cannot just reverse the market. So that is what I observe. But if you go with buyers here and the next candle was strong, you know it has escaped this level. So you can't say sellers entered again. Buyers will go more up, okay? Because it has already escaped this level. But this time it did not escape the level. It just closed exactly at the zone with a small body. So that is why we see sellers entry. The first one was weak, second one was strong, next the third one, now the last one at the zone is weak. So we can expect sellers entry. That is what I observe here. See that the first candle that formed is weak or is small. The second one is strong. The second one strong and close exactly at this zone. No sign of sellers because this strong candle is very strong. Okay, so reversal zone doesn't respect momentum. Momentum that increase doesn't respect reversal zone. Momentum that increase doesn't respect the reversal zone unless it decrease. Once it touch the reversal zone, it's going to reverse or it's going to respect it. So which means I'm expecting another bullish candle here. Now if their bullish candle form with a weak body with a rejection, then I can decide to go with sellers. Okay, still the market is still at the reversal zone. Okay, so that is what I observe here. And here, I wanted to go with buyer. I think I wanted to go with sellers. I think I lost the first entry. the first entry here. Let me show you what I observed. The reason why I really want to go with sellers here. Let me show you. I think almost there. Reason why I want to go with sellers is because there's about the last Monday class about support buyer's weakness, seller's sign of weakness, buyer sign of weakness, and buyer sign of strength, seller sign of strength. I mentioned something like this, that this is a level, and if the buyers entered here very strongly, the second time they entered like this, and the fourth time, the third time, the market entered like that, the fourth time, then this is when I will start saying the market is going to change direction to the downside. Okay, I think I mentioned something like this. But if you check what happened here, you will see that that is exactly what is happening here. That is why I expect sellers entry already, because buyers enter here very strongly. Now the buyers again enter. Okay, so which means this candle, after this candle, sellers supposed to enter, right? That is what I expect, but I didn't observe the gap. That is why I lost this trade. I didn't observe the gap. That is why I lost the trade. But later, when I found out that I lost the trade, I found out that okay, there's a gap down. The gap down means that the market doesn't want to reverse at that moment. So you have to wait for another one bullish candle before you finally reverse. So I didn't think twice. I didn't think twice. I just go with sellers immediately on the next candle because I know that it's supposed to happen on the first candle, but it didn't happen. For this time, sellers must surely enter. So that's why I go with sellers on the next candle here. Okay. The reason why I go with buyers here is very simple. Okay. The reason why I go with buyers here is very simple. Let me just like what I said. Okay. So once you are trading, always pay attention to the candles. Okay. Reason why I go with buyers here was because look at the first candle is very small, the second candle is very strong. Then we have sellers here, reversal here, we have reversal, we have reversal here. We have reversal on the left side. If you go deep, if you go on the left, check on the left side. So we have so many reversal here. But I can't go with sellers immediately. I must make sure that there's a green candle that form very weak. The body should be weaker than the previous one so that I will go with sellers. But this time, it's not a coincidence just for me to go with sellers. But it happened to be that the buyers, I go with buyers here because I saw the opportunity to go with buyers. So, which means this candle is very strong. I can expect another, it's stronger than this one. So, I can expect another one green candle. If that one green candle is very weak than this previous one, then we can expect sellers entry. So, but I know that this is what is going to happen. So the next candle will be green. After green, the next candle will be red. So I decided to go with buyers here. That is why I go with buyers. Okay. All this I'm explaining about the higher highs and higher low is still part of it because the market is moving like this. Okay. So now look the way the buyers entered. Look at the way the buyers entered. See that this candle is very strong but have small wick, small upper and lower wick, lower rejection. But this one has the both upper and lower rejection. If I want to place trade on the next candle, I will go with sellers. Okay, because the wick is very strong. This tells me that sellers supposed to enter. This tells me that sellers should enter on the next candle because the wick of both sides is very strong. So if I should go with, if I should trade on the next candle, I will go with sellers. And the body is weaker than the previous one, so that is why I will go with sellers. You see that the same thing here. Okay, you see that the same thing that happened here, but I think I don't open any trade here. Let me check. I remember. Okay, I didn't open any trade here. I waited for the candle to close. But let me explain what happened here. See that what happened here. See, like I said, if the market is moving like this, if the momentum is moving like this, more strong, then expect another green candle to form. If the next green candle is weak and there's a reversal zone here, sellers will enter. But if the market is moving like this, strong to weak, and there's a reversal zone here, sellers will still enter. So you see that the pattern is different from this. This one has three candles, this one has two. But look at what happened here. This one only has two candles. So here, strong green, weak green. Then check on the left side, reversal. If you go on the left side, you also see reversal, which means we can expect sellers entry on the next candle. But I didn't take a trade because I don't want to rush myself in this trade. Now sellers enter very strongly. What does the pattern look like? Um, it look like a evening star pattern, and this candle is just like abandoned baby. Okay, so that means the sellers will enter again on the next candle. And I think on the left side where the buyers will definitely enter, because I cannot just think of sellers alone in this market. I check on the left side, I saw buyers enter here, buyers enter here, even on this level, so many buyers activities here. So this is the area I should be expecting buyers entries. Okay, so that is why I decided to go with seller, so that seller will continue to that level. But maybe because of the market, the asset, what the market want to close, so we have a strong red candle. Okay, that is why. So I won the trade, but it didn't go as planned. Very strong red candle because the asset want to close. And even the strong red candle, if you want to predict the next candle, still go to the left side to check reversal zone. Okay. No, the binary option is psychology. Everything is psychology. So it's not something you'll be checking levels on the left side all the time. You just have to trade like simple psychology in just simple way. So a lot of people did not understand the trade. A lot of people did not understand. Some are still confused. How did I even think of what is going to happen on the next candle? Yeah, I think because of my luck, I won the trade because the candle closed as doji. Okay, I expect the buyers to go up, but it closed as doji, so I won the trade. Okay, okay, so I think that is that. Now let's go back to the chart. Let's go back to the chart. So I think the market is now creating some information on the left side, but the information is not still enough for me to use. We have reversal here. You see the buyers are getting stronger. Okay, from very small candle, big and bigger. Okay, but we have reversal here. Like I said, the strong candle cannot reverse the market. The candle has to be weak before it reverses. Okay, there's information here that will help you to predict the next candle. Let's say you want to predict the next candle after this candle close. This is a downtrend. Check on the left side. Market reverse here. Market reverse here. And this is a downtrend. And this candle shows a sign of selling pressure, trying to prove to us that the price is supposed to go down. Okay, but did the price go down? Will the price go down? No, because there's no gap up. If the price is going to go down, there should be a gap up. Gap up. Okay, but here it's just like there's no good enough confirmation. It's not good enough for confirmation. So let me see what is going to happen to this candle. Okay, buyer center very strongly. Buyer center very strongly. And there's a hidden supply here. Hidden supply. Very strong candle. We can expect buyers again on the next candle. Okay, the reason why I go with buyers was because this candle is very strong. After this candle, there's no gap down, there's no gap up that will make the sellers enter. Instead, the buyers enter. Now the buyers that entered are very strong. And on the left side, this is where sellers activities occur. Sellers activities are occurring here. Okay, which means the next candle should be green to reach their sellers zone. If the next candle is green and reach the sellers zone and become weak, we can decide to go with sellers. But let's see what is going to happen here. You can see very small green, very small. Okay, can you go with sellers on the next candle? Think about it. Very before, okay, the market already moved. Can you go with sellers on the next candle? Think about it. If we check on the left side, you will see reversal. You will see reversal here. You will see reverse, reverse, reverse. Okay, so it's very weak. Yes, buyers definitely, sellers will enter. So we can expect sellers entry here. Now, if you predict the next candle here, I just want to predict candle the way you should predict candle. You know, as a beginner, you shouldn't rush yourself. You shouldn't quickly think of what will be the next candle. You have already won this trade. You can switch to next trade, next pair. But you can still come back again once you are satisfied enough to know that. Then, if you want to start again analyzing, if you want to start analyzing again, what will be the next candle? Should analyze from the beginning. The buyers become weak, sellers enter. Sellers enter very strongly. Where is the buyer's entry point? Buyer's entry point. Buyer's entry point. Like this is the buyer's. Like this is buyer's entry point. Buyer's entry point. Buyer's entry point. So this old level is buyer's entry point. So we can expect sellers again to enter to fill the gap before we can expect buyer's entry. So which means, and now you see the candle now is at the buyer's level. Oh, come on. Okay, there's a gap down. I think we can expect buyer's entry. Let me be sure. Maybe there's no, the gap down is not strong. Yes, I think there's a gap down. We can expect a bullish candle here. Yes. Okay. Where? This. This. Yes. No, this is not a level. This is a reversal zone, not a level. This is a support zone. If you see this bullish engulfing at this level, you can go with bias on the next candle. But it's at the reversal zone. Anything that happens at the reversal zone, the market is not any. That is why we always have consolidation. Anything that happens at the reversal zone, what this is what the market is going to be doing. The market will move up and down at the reversal zone. But if it is at a strong level like this is a strong level. So if the market is at a strong level, we can go with buyers. Like this is the where the price reverse. Now you will see a bullish engulfing. That is why you see buyers entry. So which means if this type of pattern, this bullish engulfing appear around this level or around this level, you can go with buyers on the next candle. But it appears at the reversal zone. So many reversal occur here. So which means once the price touch reversal zone, the market will just reverse up and down, up and down. So the market like now, you see that here, green, red change to green, and again green change to red change to green. So that is reversal zone. It's not like this. This one also a reversal, but it's not a zone, a reversal level. So here you see that red change to green, which means once the price come to this level and a bullish engulfing pattern form, is going to form a green candle on the next candle because this is not a reversal zone. This is a reversal level. The difference between zone and level. This is a zone. Market reverse multiple times here. Let me draw the complete zone. If I want to draw the complete zone, this is how I'm going to draw it. Market reverse multiple times here. But this is a level. Market reverse once. So if the market again visit that level, not close, the market visit that level again with a bullish engulfing, you can go with buyers on the next candle. But this candle it formed at the reversal zone, which means a bullish engulfing from this reversal zone sellers entered. So if you say bullish engulfing at the reversal zone or a bearish engulfing at the reversal zone, it's not going to form green or red on the next candle. For instance, a bullish engulfing at the reversal zone will form red because the market will reverse up and down. That's why we call it reversal zone. Same thing, a bearish engulfing at the reversal zone is going to reverse again in the initial direction because the market is will be forming up and down because that is reversal zone. If you want to check reversal zone here, this is another reversal zone. This is another reversal zone because you see multiple reversal here, multiple reversal. So even though you see sellers candle, a bearish engulfing, it will not form red. There's probability we form red on the next candle, but if you want to go with sellers or you want to trade a true reversal pattern like a bearish engulfing or bullish engulfing, let it be at the reversal level, not zone. You can see here also because of the reversal zone, after bullish engulfing, sellers still enter. So that is why the market is going up. So okay, let's check another pair. Here also we can get information of what happened. If you check on the left side, you will see. If you check on the left side, you see buyers entries, buyers entries, buyers entry, buyers entry. So which means that this is a buyer's zone. This is a buyer's zone. If sellers entered here without rejection, we can't expect buyers. If sellers entered here and the market gap to this level, we can expect at least one bearish candle before we expect buyers entry. Let's see what is going. Okay, there's a rejection. I think the buyers should enter because there's a rejection. There's a rejection. Let me draw the zone line starting from this to this. That is zone level. Okay, that is buyer's zone. We call it buyer's zone, and the candle close at the buyer's zone with a rejection, so we can expect buyer's entry here. So that is how you predict candle with ease. Here also, there's no enough information yet, though there's so many reversal here. There's so many reversal here. Reverse, reverse, reverse. But the reversal is moving down like this. The reversal is like this. The reversal is like this. So I don't expect the market to reverse here. Maybe the market will continue to this reversal level. Maybe the sellers will continue to this reversal level before we can expect buyers entry. But this level, I don't expect the buyers to enter here because the reversal is moving downward like this, not sideways. So even though the buyers reject the sellers here, we can't expect reversal. So maybe the market will continue to this level because we have reverse here, we have reverse here, we have reverse here. So once the price continue to this level, we can expect reversal. I think sellers will go more down again. Maybe they have to continue to this level. They must continue to this level. This gap. So that is why the buyers will enter here. This gap. Okay, because of the gap. Okay, there's a gap up and there's a gap down. If this candle will close as red, sellers will enter because it's just like abandoned baby. After red, the gap, then the next one was red. So the buyers, if this candle close as red, sellers will enter again because maybe the market want to go more down. So just like abandoned baby. Because of this gap, because of this gap, buyers entered instead of sellers. But because of the gap, buyers entered. So they will continue to this level. So this is the reversal level. But let's see what's going to happen next. Very strong. Okay, and the Marubozu. Marubozu candle also work as reversal and a continuation. Now the Marubozu candle is at the reversal level. We can expect reversal as well. Marubozu candle work at both reversal and a continuation, especially this candle, this type of Marubozu, because this is a full Marubozu. No upper rejection, no lower rejection. So, and it closed exactly at this reversal zone. So we can expect at least one bullish candle. Though it doesn't no rejection, but I think the buyer should enter because Marubozu can work either a reversal pattern or continuation pattern. But in this case, it's not a continuation pattern yet. It's not a continuation pattern, so I don't expect the price to go down. So at least reverse for 1 minute. No information on the left side that will give us what is going to happen here. You can't say because this is hammer we go with buyers. No, because there's no information on the left side. Okay, we have so many reversal here. We have reversal here as well. Seller's entry points. Okay, so seller's entry point and reversal. So I think next candle, oh, the time is expired. So we have seller's entry point, seller's entry point, and reversal. And at the seller's entry point and reversal level, we see a reversal candlestick, weak green. So we can expect seller's entry. But I opened the trade immediately the candle expired, so I didn't enter the trade on time. So I think let's see what is going to happen. Okay, there's a gap up. So I think seller should enter again. The gap is very big. But I expect sellers again to enter because of this gap up. So let's check again. Okay, there's enough information here, but this is not the trendy market. The market is moving sideways. And the sideways markets, we have what's going on here. Okay, that was network. So I think that was network problem. So now I think we are back now online. So you see that seller center, and here, like I said, the market is not trendy, but the major trend is still down. The major trend is still down. So let's check how the price is going to move. What's going on here? Okay, so let's say now I want to take trade here. I want to take trade here, and I need information, a good information to take trade. The first thing I first observe is the pattern, one of my favorite pattern. I have first observed one of my favorite pattern, which is this. So which means the first thing I have to do with expect is the price to come to close to this level. If the price comes close to this level, that is when I have decided to go with sellers. Okay, so this is what I will do. This is what I will observe first, because this give me a pattern, a continuation pattern. So I cannot just decide to place trade randomly without checking what I observe. Because the first thing I observe is the pattern. Now I see that the market is shy to reach this level. Sellers enter very strongly. Okay, so there's no enough information on the left side. So which means I can expect sellers again on the next candle. I can expect sellers again on the next candle because sellers enter very strongly, and according to the pattern is a continuation pattern. So I expect at least one bearish candle. But if I fail here, it means that the market is still consolidating, maybe trying to consolidate. But let's see. Okay, I think this is going to be a losing trade. The market is consolidating. I think that is why what they have. You you can you can see what happened. Okay, actually the market is not consolidating, it's still going down. I still don't have enough information to check if the sellers will really go down. But let me check where the market is going to end. So I think the sellers should go more down to this level. That is what I think. Though there's still no information, don't know why. The, maybe buyers will try to enter somewhere here. After one bullish candle, sellers will now enter again just to reach the point, or rejection can reach the point. Let me see what is going on here. The reason why I draw this line is because I just open if the price will touch this line and buyers will enter, and if buyers enter, sellers will now enter to fill the gap, because that is what the market always do. Before the market can reach a level, or the, let's say, like if you are trading forex and you sell, if you are trading forex and you sell, before the market will really take profit, the market will just make small retracements. Okay, that is what I expect here, because I'm familiar with forex. That is why I know the market is going to. Okay, I think the market now has touched the level. Touched the level. Let me check even on the left side. Maybe the level is correct. This is not good. It's not good. This is not good. There's no. Okay, I think this level and this one. You see, the market is trying to reject, and that is why I didn't know the way the buyers will surely enter, but I knew the market is going to create. Okay, I think the buyers should enter. I think buyers should enter. You see the gap up. I think buyers should enter. Maybe the buyers entered and sellers will enter again, or the market is still going down. Okay, this is nonsense. So you see what I'm doing, but there's no enough information. You see that the way the all the see the level I went to go and check levels, and the point I have to go and check the level. But this is actually where the market should stop. Maybe after this candle, buyers will enter, because this is abnormal candle. It's stronger than the previous red candle. It's abnormal. So let's see. Buyers should enter, because this is the entry. This is the last level, so we can expect at least one single bullish retracement. So we can expect one single bullish retracement. So that is that on how to predict the next candle. So if you want to predict next candle, make sure that there's information on the left side. So don't trade on a random. Don't trade this type of. You can trade here, but not the one that is too rough. Okay, try to avoid the one that is rough. So buyers will enter very strongly. I know this is going to form a momentum. Because of this take profit here, that is why I expect buyers entry here. Because I have to measure the distance from this peak, from this high to this low. So make sure that the same distance is corresponding with this after the breakout. So which means any candle that form by touching this level, is buyers must surely enter. That is where the sellers take their profits. Okay, so I think I should stop here for today. So maybe next week we talk another we will talk on another topic. I will maybe we will yes. Oh, yes, I will go. Yes, I will talk about Fibonacci. So maybe our next class is going to be on Fibonacci, how to draw Fibonacci. Yes. When I saw the pattern moving like this, I always like to draw the pattern. So maybe the breakouts. Yes. Yes. Okay, guys, I think I should stop here for today. Maybe by next week we talk about the Fibonacci, how to draw Fibonacci. So let me. All right. Good night, everyone.